to open the discussion to all our speakers or all our presentations. And I think we have some questions on chat. Gladys, would you be so kind to read them, because you sent the email to send the questions to you. So may I ask you for this? You are muted, Gladys.
Sorry. So the questions were sent to general, to everyone on the chat. So we have one from Marcin. Thank you for the presentation. I would like to ask where is the place for scientific advice in all this? So maybe if Marcin wants to come online and ask the question with more detail.
And maybe it continues according to the proposal.
According to the proposal, only 20% of the members of the innovation panel represent scientific community.
Yes, I can add if the question is not clear, but hello everyone, my name is Marcin and I work for Global Health Advocates. I just wanted to ask about the role of the scientific advice in the future partnership, because we analyzed the proposal and we saw that indeed in the innovation, we know that it's going to be called Scientific and Innovation Panel, I guess, in the eventual version, but indeed the percentage of the scientific community is quite low. So I was just wondering if that's going to be the only source of the scientific advice for the future partnership. Thank you.
Thank you for clarification.
Yes, I can answer on that. So within the innovation panel, indeed, we would have 6 representatives of stakeholders in healthcare, and also representatives, ad hoc panelists, which would represent also scientific expertise. So this is where the scientific expertise would come from within the innovation panel, indeed. And one point also to consider is that the specific advisory groups can be created, recommended by the innovation panel and created by the governing board, in order to provide more expert recommendations within the innovation panel. One point that was clear when this was discussed between industry associations and the Commission was that within the innovation panel, we were not talking about a forum. And this is a group of maximum 30 people. It was clear for us that there would be some areas where not necessarily all the scientific expertise would possibly be represented. So the solution to that is to have ad hoc panelists that can participate to this innovation panel first, but also to have specific expert groups in order to work on priorities in addition to the innovation panel.
Thank you very much for this response and question. I think both were clear.
So I didn't see any other questions. So maybe if people want to raise their hand and ask their question directly outside of the chat, that's also fine.
Okay, yes, please do. And you can ask the question directly as well. I think Carlos wants to...
Can I twist Nicola's arm a little bit in terms of the IHI?
Feel free to twist.
one of the
not much.
No, not much. Part of what we got when we were doing that evaluation of Neuronet, part of the feedback we got from the projects was, well, it's been such a pity that Neuronet was so late in IMI2, because all of these effort in trying to find synergies and managing the portfolio, establishing connections between projects would have been so much more useful if it had been funded at the beginning of the program. So I don't know if there's any plans for that kind of portfolio management in IHI from the get-go, so that we avoid being immediately with, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, whatever it is, number of projects that again are very fragmented. Everyone is doing the war alone, say, or do you think that is a bridge too far right now, considering the whole legal procedures that you have to go through, etc.?
I think so. I will try to answer the question in the limits also of my perspective. So from the side of the industry, because at some point, under IHI, the funding to partners is EU funding under Horizon Europe. And so we cannot change the rules for allocation of this funding. So I think we have to be very clear on that. We cannot invent processes or types of projects that would not go through this rule for selection of participants and projects. One thing that we have been thinking of, actually, at the end of IMI2 and when thinking about IHI, was how also to facilitate and provide an incentive for the sustainability and uptake of project results, which has been also one problem that we had in some IMI projects, and how to make sure that we can further build on some project results. We can also maybe create bridges between projects. So one solution that we have identified is also to allow industry companies to contribute to what we call additional activities. So which would be a contribution from companies through sustainability and uptake of project results, which from our point of view is also an incentive to actually keep companies involved and in some project and facilitate their involvement. I mean, we see that in the uptake and sustainability of projects in AMI2, but it is not recognized. So we would keep some companies involved, but it's difficult to keep all of them in some activities. So we intend to facilitate that also in IHI, and actually, and not only for FPI companies as in IMI, but also involving the different types of companies from the different sectors.
Exactly.
So I don't think this answers completely to your question and to the problem that you are raising.
Oh, it's close enough.
Part of it, I think this could help us also with this, better addressing the uptake of results. I think this could help also having more of a portfolio approach to some of the results.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question and for the answer. And I also know that also Karin made a remark concerning Neuronet, that she said that we appreciate these presentations. And from my point of view, it reminds me these efforts to the Cochrane initiative many years ago, because it is also about the principle to make better understanding, put together results. At that time it was about systematic reviews and about lidocaine and thrombolysis and so on, but the results came earlier, and it is what we named now, and the situation now is very complex. So we really appreciate efforts like Neuronet.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other comments or questions?
There is one from Jean. Will all projects have to address collaboration between pharma and medtech, or would it be possible to have projects in just one area?
It is possible to have projects in just one area, but I would like to highlight, we'd like to leverage as much as possible collaborations between sectors. So, and we will not create artificial requirements to have all the different sectors represented. I think that in many areas, there is a potential for cross-sector collaboration. And even in many cases, and for instance, in the field of neurodegeneration, we had many projects where we had actually medtech companies. But it is still possible to have projects that would be with one sector only. Although I think that really there's a potential to leverage cross-sector collaborations in many areas of the strategic agenda of IHI, including the Alzheimer's disease.
Thank you very much. So I don't see any other raised hand. Do you, Gladys?
No, I do not.
No. So I would like to thank you very much for fantastic presentations. They were so informative, so clear, so wise.